Good morning, good afternoon. You're joining me. How are we? Post-workout. You're joining me post-workout. I hope all is good. I just wrapped up a lovely upper session in the lab with Mr. Sam Tarrant. A well overdue, a well needed catch-up, lad. That was absolutely a lovely little upper session. Again, as I said, just these sessions coming over the next couple of weeks are going to be super, super important for us, lads. I would usually, and to be fair, I don't, and you probably see, I don't chat to you with meals and stuff that much anymore, but this is going to keep me on the move because, yeah, we do have a cup of black tea post-workout. We have a cup of black tea with nearly all the meals. Not the chicken salad in the evening, that's when I have my diet drink. But a lot of the meals, lads, we have a cup of black tea. For whatever reason, it's just a habit that I've got. So I'm hoping there's no calories in the black tea. But post-workout, a little bit later today, I suppose you could say, I did go in after one meal and I was kind of waiting around today because there was fellas coming. Those new couches, there was fellas coming to put on yokes on the bottom of them that they didn't come. You know, all that bollocks. So got a good bit of work ticked off, thankfully, this morning. Had the pre-workout meal, went in, trained at like 12, food shop. Straight after in Lidl, man, price of food these days, and then home, put away the food shop, cooked the post-workout meal really, really quick. Again, the meals, that's so handy, like they take no time to cook these days, just super quick. I've got my chocolate orange cream rice sitting in the fridge for meal 3 after. The pump was kind of pumping, to be fair. 71 kilo on the scales this morning. 1.5 kilos off overnight, lads. I should be cautious to actually eat here at the same time because I am keeping myself under pressure because I've got a consult call in 20 minutes. So we cannot slow down. Lads, I appreciate every single person who's on here inquiring for coaching, jumping on board with coaching, because it's just like, I just don't have time to think in terms of everything that we're doing, you know, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm just bang, bang, bang with absolutely everything, and it's setting my day up absolutely perfectly. So I've got a good few calls booked in over the next couple of days, which I'm really excited for. Another one this evening, and then I've got catch-up calls in over the next number of days with pretty much everyone across the board that can do them. Now, there is a couple of people on holidays and everything, but you know yourself, with every client that's on board at the moment, I think it's a super, super important part of it, and that's what me and Keane are doing this week, next week now, and that's what we do every single month. So, especially going through the summer, just making sure everyone, is, in line with where we want to be going, the direction that they want to be going in. It's really, really important, and just have a good chat with them there as well. So that's a big part of it. But as I said, I really do appreciate anyone who is coming on board with what I'm all about, because that's what I'm here for, to get the results out of ye where I can. And if you're not in a position for coaching, take as much value as you can from these videos. We're going to get a bite in here. We've got our post-workout mints. No carbs, just carbs from the pineapple. That is delicious. Exactly what I need. Let me get a little bit of pineapple on here. Mince probably could have done with a little bit more cooking. But 71 on the scale this morning. I just want to keep you updated for those who are on here on the daily with me, just showing you what the full process is like now, coming up until our first show, you know what I mean, and the full lead up to it, which I think is really cool. So we're going to have a mix of videos coming on here over the next couple of days, which I'm really, really excited for. But we're going to keep the show on the road. We're going to keep the show on the road with absolutely everything. I did also have a re-up come from my core supplements today. Cereal Milk Perform, we ran out of that. Dan is loving that at the moment with our yogurt. Obviously we have it in our creamies. I'm excited to try it in a bowl of oats. I don't really have it as a sludge too much. I've been having the sweet and salty popcorn a lot. I gave Sam a couple of samples of the sweet and salty popcorn for him to try. I think that's one where you could either love it or you could either hate it. The battery is flashing on the camera. Let me just swap you around really quick. We're going to keep these videos raw as well, lads, because I like these videos. So that's the videos that I make as well, to be completely honest. If it's getting you through a cardio session, that's what it's all about, man. Also, I must say, lads, the lads in the lab, this kit is really, really nice. This is one of the nicest fucking tank top, vest, I suppose you could say, that I've worn in a long time. Really nice for training as well, even though I look tiny inside in it right now. That's what 71 kilo on me looks like. How? I lost 1.5 kilo overnight. Like, we were 72.5 yesterday. We were holding weight for a couple of days. God only knows. I am getting a little bit chilly here now myself. That's another thing with the tea as well, that it does warm you up quite a bit. But I suppose after like rest day food, even though like there isn't probably a massive difference in terms of carbohydrates, you know what I mean? But absolutely wild. The way the weight has dropped, like ever since we got over to Manchester. Came back from Manchester, obviously down a good bit of weight, and obviously that dropped there. So the predictions that we had a long time ago, lads, probably going to be lighter than that for a finish. Like, there is still a good bit of fat to come off, realistically, like there is, you know what I mean? I will put some shots, potentially, of post-workout there as well. I did get Sam to take a few pictures post-workout. Posing was okay, but I had a quick look back at them. I haven't really had a chance to look back at them yet, which is grand. I'm kind of at that point today, especially, I suppose. I'm starting to flatten off, I suppose you could say in a way, but like with the posing today, I will pose later now again when I'm stretching and everything tonight. Especially MP, I'm just going to drill everything here now, lads. But with that, in my head I was switching the legs on at the same time as the upper body. I just need to be really cautious of it here now. But I wasn't necessarily switching the legs and the upper body on at the same time there, posing post-workout, which was weird. So it's just hammering, like doing rounds in the mirror and then doing rounds not in the mirror, just so like you know what the story is. Obviously you're not going to have a mirror on stage, you know what I mean, which is a thing that we need to obviously be aware of. Like, I don't really do that many rounds in the mirror, but there is obviously a lot to be said for it, just so you know what the kind of look looks like, you know, that kind of way. What are you up to anyway? Are you sitting there eating a meal? Are you doing cardio? What are you doing? Do you like watching when people eat food? I'm just cautious that I need to get the food into me, so I'm not behind on food, because this is meal 2 post-workout. Meal 3 should usually be going in at 3 o'clock, but it is 20 to 3 right now, so it's not too bad. It's actually not a cancel call, it's a catch-up call. What else did I get in that MyCore supplements order this morning? We got chocolate fudge cream rice from JP. Be interesting to compare kind of what like textures and consistencies I prefer now. Yesterday's bowl of cream rice, the chocolate orange, I did kind of mess up a little bit, but I'll probably mess around with a few flavours. As I said, I'm really excited post-prep to try like ESN, their rice pudding, their protein powders, just for something for me to look forward to post-prep. I'm just not going to bother until after prep, because again, like, it's just a waste of money. Like, you can waste money on trying all these proteins and everything like that. I think there's a couple of sachets of protein in there. I need to order a whey isolate and just have that, and probably start realistically eating that soon. I was chatting to Tom Dooley, asking his recommendations, and he agreed with me, the Train by JP ones, because he has isolate the whole time. He agreed the JP isolates are pretty wank, because I had that isolate a while back from JP and it was horrible. It was just like gloopy. I like threw it out. I didn't even eat it. And then I said I'm going to get the Perform one to be played it safe, and he was like, yeah, Perform. So he said all the top flavours that I said to him. I was like, cereal milk, carrot cake, white chocolate hazelnut. I think he gave me some other ones there as well, but I'm just going to get one tub of it because I'll have it, and then that'll be it. I will get back on my way more than likely, unless all of a sudden like my digestion is a completely different story. Man, I need to turn notifications off. Messages come through on the Fitbit now as well, and I'm like, oh lad, this is just for my steps and my sleep, lad, and a clock. But good few steps done. We are nearly halfway through the steps for today, which is absolutely perfect. So get the dog out for a walk, get on the walking pad, and we will be good to go. But that's where we're at. Just working away as normal. The day today really does, lads, look very, very similar. This weekend, I know we've been coming, a lot of the time we've been doing now Saturday and Sunday as rest days. So we train Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, train Thursday, Friday, rest Saturday, Sunday, which has been working extremely well. But Keane was thinking of training like we did this week, Monday, Tuesday. So we've push and then like density, which is just back and hamstrings, and then we've rest Wednesday and then train today, which was upper, potentially rest tomorrow, and then go in and train legs on Saturday. Now I do have a relatively busy day on Saturday, so depending on how I'm feeling, like it's just taking it one day at a time right now, as we always do. But if I feel good enough tomorrow, I potentially will get quads in. Where? I'm not 100% sure. I need to pick my spot to do quads in and just have a really good session. The thing with like the gyms and stuff at the moment, I'm not like worried about like the logbook and loading. Essentially, I'm just worried about having good sessions. Retaining good numbers, but like good quality sets across the board. No low reppers, just high reppers inside the gym. I know I spoke a lot about training the other day in a video, but just good quality sessions, getting good pumps, and just enjoying them, you know what I mean? And the people there as well, dependent on, you know, who I train with, I will be selective in terms of who I do train with. But today's session with Sam was unreal. I needed that. I really, really did. You know, it's put me in good form now for the rest of the day. And I feel good, and it's just to carry that into the rest of the day to make sure we get everything done. 50 minutes cardio boxed off this morning. On the walk and back again, that was I think a good decision in a way, as long as Keane's happy with that, hopefully, as long as things keep moving. If cardio needs to go up, cardio will go up, that's absolutely fine, you know, no issues there. If steps need to go up, absolutely fine. Main thing is just that we don't run into any roadblocks here, like the weight is moving really well. I'm happy across the board. It's just keep the hammer down, pose, mobility. Jonah, had a good session with him yesterday. For some reason, ever since I came out of the session, Dan said to me that I felt it straight away. Like my face just kind of went, and my eyes look really small in my head now. And Dan said to me earlier, like my eyes still look really small in my head. Did anyone notice that in yesterday's video? I kind of noticed it straight away because I came out of Jonah's session and I was like, spaced. That's kind of the story a lot of the time now. I'm like spaced a lot of the time. Like after I've a big bout of work done early in the day, I'm just kind of spaced out of it for some reason, which is kind of weird. A weird kind of feeling, you could say. And then I kind of like sometimes get a second wave then. But once like work, like obviously my livelihood is ticked off and everything like that. Like my box is ticked for the day and everything, you know, I'm happy, you know, I'm good to go. Otherwise stress levels just be too high and it's just annoying. And then you just don't enjoy the day to day, you know what I mean? Apologies if that sound is annoying, but I have to get the meal in, lad. Chew slowly, digest it. Apple and blackcurrant, my waddy. Bash. Really, really nice. I think that's all in terms of updates. I think that's where it's at, lads. I'm just going to scran the rest of this meal. Probably look through the posing, send some shots off to Keane, and see what he's saying. We'll take it from there tomorrow. We'll potentially be training legs, potentially be resting. One or the other. We're going to have a good time doing it, lads. I hope this got you through a little bit long of a cardio session, a little bit of your cardio session, depending on how much cardio you're doing at the moment. Like, how much cardio are you doing? How many steps are you doing? Like, what does your day today look like? How much food are you taking in? It's all cool the way, you know, like watching these. Like, I just much prefer, like Dan would never understand it. I much prefer just watching someone's day to day and stuff, which is weird. Maybe it's like nosy and stuff. All my life, you know, because I don't have the attention span to watch TV at the moment. Like, I just don't. But I'll watch someone that I'm interested in or getting interested in, and obviously I'm prepped when you're doing that amount of cardio and stuff. Like, you just get stuck into certain people, you know, that kind of way. Which, to be fair, like when I was back at my heaviest there, 105 kilo last April, I wasn't watching any YouTube. Like, I was just a slob walking around the place, you know what I mean, just throwing myself down in the evening. I'm not even too, I'd love to know, like, I'm trying to think like what my food and stuff was looking like. Anyway, it's another rabbit hole we could get stuck down all together across the board. I'm going to let you go. And do give me any recommendations in terms of YouTubes. If you're watching anyone on here that's really good at the moment, I know we all have our picks, we all have our faves. Me and Keane were talking about that a lot, and some evenings when we were eating our dinner in the evening, we were struggling to think, like, who are we going to watch here now? Because you don't want to ruin a meal with who you're watching on YouTube and stuff. It's important. It's important. You know what I mean? I will see you tomorrow. do drop the video a like. Keep coming on here and supporting, lads. As I said, it makes the day-to-day so much more enjoyable for me for whatever reason. I just love taking you through what I'm doing, what I'm getting up to. We have some more full day meetings coming up very, very soon, of course. Whether that's low food, we'll have the peak week. Oh, it's going to be exciting, man. And it's coming in, it's closing in. It really, really is. Comment down below if there's anything you want to see, as always. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you tomorrow. Magnesium post-workout as well, lads. Magnesium post-workout. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I don't think there was. I'm trying to keep the spending to a minimum. You could get caught up buying loads of shite that you do not need on a supplement page. You know, that kind of way? Especially with prep. Like, just to get that enjoyment factor out of it. But be smart. Be clever, lads. Save your money.